Michelle Miller. I'm a senior. My major is Media Arts and Communications, and I'm also doing a minor in business. Since I was a kid, I always loved business. My dad owns a business, so it really grew on to me. Throughout this project, I want to really take advantage of everyone's story, and why they're doing what they're doing. Alright guys, so I'm going to ask Nikki a couple questions and start with what really inspired you from like a young age, or like your entrepreneurship?
So when I was younger, I was like super depressed, and I like had these crazy dreams of like what I wanted to do, and I've always loved designing clothes, and I looked up to like people like Bethany Frankel, even though she's not a fashion designer, but I just always wanted to be like independent and have my own company, and I knew what I wanted for my life, and I don't really think that I could go out into the working world and just get jobs and expect that that was going to happen for me if I didn't like make it happen for myself. And like because I was so depressed, I also needed more, like I needed more than just like an icon. Like I almost like want to be the person that I needed when I was younger, because in society today, like there's so much pressure on young kids and stuff, and like with what you want to do, and like it's scary as heck to be like a creative and say I'm gonna be a successful entrepreneur, but like it's what like I want, and you have to go for it if you want it. And it comes from like, this is like what everything's all about to me, so it goes back to then.
Being a college student, is it hard having the mindset and also trying to be an entrepreneurship, because it's also contradicting?
Totally. You know, like I like personally really struggled in college, because I'm only in college because you like have to get a degree these days, but like you learn from doing. So in my classes, like definitely like there's knowledge to be taken and that I apply to like my specific business plan, but I believe my time would be much better spent actually networking and like having to work and doing it. And especially with there's so many distractions at school, like whether it's like with different people or just classes, like I have anxiety, and so like when I feel too much pressure from school, I just do nothing. So it's like I'm worried about running my business, going to class, having a social life, and losing weight. And when I feel stressed about school, nothing gets done. So like having the passionate creative mindset that you have to believe in yourself, and like this academic system that's just based on like memorization, and it definitely is challenging.
Yeah. So what was your first real like life experience where you finally felt like you were actually an entrepreneur?
Okay, so when I was in high school, I was a senior in high school when I started my first company, and it was called Destination Allure. And ironically enough, it was a company that I created because I wanted to be invited to Fashion Week and sit at the fashion shows, but I was telling myself that I couldn't be a fashion designer because I didn't know how to sew, and like the competition, like I was just scared. So I created a company that was essentially a networking website for the beauty industry, because there's so much freelance in that. I just thought that making one website like specifically to find like local freelancers or salons or something, I actually still love the idea, but I started that, and so it wasn't even a fashion company, and I was so passionate about it. Oh my God, I worked on it every day, and I like built the website, which was wild. And well, I didn't build it, I worked with somebody, but like I didn't know it was very cool. I learned so much, and so that was my first experience. And
how did it grow from there until this moment right now? So
you were talking to me about college before, so I came to college and I realized like I cannot focus, because I think I also just I don't know, sometimes like I have a hard time focusing. So what was happening though was tailgate clothing was becoming very popular, where everyone how they wear it to the football games and stuff. So I used to see that on Instagram, and like I've always wanted my own company, and I had a company, but I was like, wait, I could make sweatshirts. And so I went to Walmart, bought bleach and a paintbrush, and was bleaching a sweatshirt in my dorm room before Thanksgiving break, my freshman year of college. And that turned into Messed and Distressed, which was my second business and my first fashion company.
So, just tell me about yourself.
Sure. So my name's Kevin, and I'm an entrepreneur. So I just graduated college. I'm only 22. I'll be 23 in May, and I want to pull my hair out every day.
So tell me a little about your why and what motivated you to create Lobos Only.
So a few things happened to me to want to create our first brand that we own. When I say we, I talk about my business partner, Ben Field. We also went to school together. I've known him since my freshman year. I met him in Art of Thinking, love him to death, he's one of my best friends. And we simply created this brand for a few reasons, and I'll be completely transparent here with you and the camera so you really know why I did it. One of the very first reasons why is I got my heart broken by a girl. So I needed some way to heal myself, and instead of doing like nasty things back to her and trying to be, you know, not a good person, I was like, I know how to get back at her. I'll start a company. So I started a company. I started pouring everything I had, all that love, into something else, which was to build something bigger than myself. And you know, people say you don't want to give someone credit like that, but sometimes you got to give credit where credit's due. So that's one factor. Another factor is I went out to Montana. I saw a similar product that someone was selling. And I thought about it, I said, Montana's pretty great, but I'm pretty sure Long Island's better. But that's my own personal opinion. So I started opening in a marketplace, and I said, well, if I could make this for Long Island, would it work? And so far, we've been in business for almost 2 years now. We've made money, I've lost money. And now we're just trying to figure it out and see if time will take, this company even further. And that's the story right there.
Where do you see yourself and your company from about 5 years from now?
5 years from now. So, to be perfectly honest with you, I have no clue. And I know that's dangerous to say as someone who is an entrepreneur. Let's just say you're supposed to have a clear vision. You're supposed to know exactly what you want. You want to make a plan for a year, 2 year, 5 year plan. But I have to tell you, this whole thing that we're doing, it's a constant game of trying to figure out what's going to work and what's not going to work. And it's constantly readjusting the game plan. So what I would love to have in 5 years, obviously the brand being huge on Long Island, having everyone wear our products, not only on but shipping all over the country for it, and just having build something beautiful. And the issue is though, it's hard. It's really hard, and that's the thing they don't tell you about starting your own business, is that there's a lot of great things out of it too. There's also a lot of negatives, and I always try to outweigh those negatives with the positives. But just for example, right now it's tough. We're in a lulls period before summer, and now I have to gear up and get ready to really push it as hard as I can and make summer of 2019 even bigger than last year, which last year was great, but this year it needs to be bigger, it needs to be better. I want to have more products, more customers, just more happy people.
So we're going to New York City right now, and we're going to give away a pair of Yeezys. Well, we're not giving them away today. We're doing the video today. But yeah, we're going to give away a pair of Yeezys. All right, let's go. Get in the car. You, in the car. Do you know what Yeezys are? Yeah. Kanye West shoes? You know what I'm talking, like these right here? You know what I'm talking about? Yep. Okay, so you know what we're doing right now? We're shooting a video, and we're going to be giving a pair away. So, not only are we giving away a pair of Yeezys, but this is a social experiment. I want to see what's going to happen when we do this. Right now, we're going to show you and unbox a brand new pair of Yeezys we're doing for a giveaway. So, shout out to my cousins for letting me have these and letting me do this giveaway. They are brand new in the box, size 12. And to show you, look, those are brand new, man. There's nothing to them.
I want people to be a part of something bigger and just be like, oh, I love that, or I love going to the beach, or I love fishing, or whatever you love is the most important thing to me, because that's what I want to do too, stuff that I love. So it's my vehicle, it's my transportation, and I feel like I'm taking people along for the ride, because then you're a part of it. You're seeing it, you're watching it grow. I remember when we had 1 follower on Instagram, and it was me, 1. And now it's over 5,000 people, which in retrospect isn't that many. People are like, oh, there are companies out there with, thousands upon hundreds of thousands. There's celebrities out there with millions of followers, with 60 million, etc. I get that. I am not that, but still, to see something go from 1 to 5,000 gives me a little bit of pride. Be like, I did that. Me and Ben did that, you know. Everyone in my family helped me do that. All my friends helped me do that. Every struggle, every setback, every win, every loss has gotten us to this point. And that's why, you know, I'm not going to completely write it off and say, you know, I'm done with it yet. But I want to see where it takes me. We still have so much time. You know, they do tell you that a company doesn't turn like a majority of profit for 5 years. Well, I don't like that saying because I don't have that much time. But you know, backtrack once again. You learn that it is a process. So if I want to get to where I'm going, I just have to work towards it. And like I said, it's just going to take time, as in anything, it takes time.